What's up, guys? Gabor Inquiries here. Okay, so this video is gonna be on my me creating my first Egregore or Egregore creation in general, and the gist of it, and my experiences with creating Egregores and etc. So yeah, so I created my first Egregore. Let's just say like a month ago. Really, it was like a month ago, or either a few weeks ago or similar, like 3 weeks ago or something. And and yeah, simply put, I just got to it in terms of creating an egregore. I was like, okay, this is despite me being at my skill level and everything, how far I've came and everything. The one thing that I forgot to take care of was egregore creation. So I was like, okay, let me just go ahead and bang this out honestly, because you know I've mastered literally everything else. So let me just master egregore creation. And I went ahead and I did so. Okay, so I simply just got to it one night. I told my patrons Abraza, I told my cherubim Abraza, as well as my seraphim Samael, to simply just stand on guard just in case, to watch over everything. Okay, to make sure that things work accordingly, that everything is normal, and etc. 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 And yeah, they simply just they agreed, and they just stood there and they were watching me to make sure that I'm standing nice and tall, and etc. So yeah, I got to it, and I simply just went ahead and I started creating my egregore by going over an orientation. Okay, so the general orientation. Not that I had to perform a ritual to create him. I simply just went over an oration. Okay, before I willed him into existence from the mental to the astral and onto the physical plane. But in general, he's mostly, it mostly went from mental to astral. But in a matter of speaking, it also manifested in the physical, because if I wanted to physically or physically evoke this spirit, then yeah, he'll take his actual physical form, like physical, not spiritual. So yeah, simply put, I went ahead and I recited the oration. Okay, I stated this. Okay, this is gonna be your name. You're gonna correspond to this degree in Aquarius. You're gonna be from the planet Saturn or Binah, the third sphere of the Sephiroth Binah, the one that Zapkiel rules over. My beloved Sapkiel or Sapkiel, um, and yeah, and you're gonna be skilled in what corresponds to, let me see, that degree in Aquarius, 15 degrees in Aquarius. It's the same degree that Abaddon has in terms of elevation or making someone a public figure and etc. So yeah, that's pretty much what I made him skilled in, and etc. 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 To not hurt anyone. Okay, no, in terms of you going about to help me and what I put you in charge of, to not hurt anyone or anything while within the action of taking care of the job that I put you in charge of, and etc. The gist of what you need to tell an egregore before you create him into existence. Okay, so after I finished up, I simply just channeled all my energy. I honed all my energy. Okay, I brought my power level all the way up, and I simply just went on from there. I grabbed a piece of my astral body and I directed it into a specific place, and from there he manifested into a literal astral being. Okay, an entity, a spirit. Okay, and that was pretty much it. And it took such a severe toll on me, to the point where I literally was like stumbling, like I was about to fall and whatnot, because I was really, really, really giving it my all, as I do. I mean, when it comes to me doing something, I'm a bit overbearing, and it's due to my nature, honestly. I've tried to hone that out, but let's just say I could only do so much in terms of refining that character trait of mine. It's just due to me being Aries. I mean, me being Aries, generally speaking, if you're familiar with Martian spirits or Martian energy in general, or working with an Aries spirit, these guys are overbearing, and these guys put their all into the matter. Okay, and yeah, that's pretty much the same thing applies to me, honestly. So yeah, so I put my all into it, to the point where I literally almost fainted. It was similar to the C3 ritual. So me hosting a ritual for C3, and due to C3's energy, I almost passed out. But not that it was intentional from him. It's not personal. It's simply just what his energy does. His energy takes a bit to get used to. But in this case specifically, I simply just went too far. And my patron told me that my main Lord Samael, my main patron told me that he was like, okay, okay, that's enough, Eduardo. He's already here. You don't have to go any further. And I was like, oh, okay, 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 yeah, 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 I see. I looked up because my eyes were closed as I was channeling the energy to take form, take life essentially. And I looked up and I saw him, and I was like, oh, okay, okay, yeah, so you're here, the healer. Welcome. I am your master. Okay, once again, I'm going to go over what you're supposed to do for me and etc. Your name is the healer. You correspond to 15 degrees in Aquarius. Okay, this is your appearance and etc etc, which I didn't have to state his appearance because, my intent already made it so that he takes the appearance that I wanted him to take, which is that of just like a stereotypical gothic looking angel, okay, with black wings. This guy is essentially he has pale skin, so he has really pale skin. He's really pale, not white, but he's pale. Like he looks like he's dead, and he has black wings. He has long black hair, really long black wavy hair. He almost looks like the Grudge, so to speak, in a way, but a man version, a refined manly version of the Grudge. And his eyes are white, so his pupils are white, and the iris is black, and it's just that's pretty much his form. And yeah, he's not wearing anything, and he only has like a garment covering his waist and down. His garment goes from the waist down, essentially. So he's pretty much naked, and yeah, that's pretty much my Egregore right there. And in terms of how he sounds, he has the voice in which I wanted him to take, which is like it's like an astral spectral voice. It's not so much like my beloved fourth patron Abraza, my cherubim's voice, because Abraza's voice has no tone. It's really weird to explain. It has no tone, but this guy's voice is like a spectral voice. Imagine or picture my voice with like a spectral effect behind it. Like it's like slightly echoey, but not necessarily echoey. It's like spectral. It's weird to explain. Okay, and his voice is like he's calm. He almost has like a similar voice to Lucifer. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my Egregore. We simply spoke and everything. I told him, okay, you will be on standby until I tell you when to begin working, and that was pretty much that. And yeah, he simply just disappeared right there and then, and that was all. That was pretty much the whole orientation of me creating my Egregore. And and honestly, it was really beautiful. It was a beautiful experience to see, because I literally, I created from a neutral perspective. It's beautiful, but this is just mundane occult affairs. This is mundane occult affairs, and but from a neutral perspective, in hindsight, after everything, it's like, wow, I created life. Literally, I created an astral being. I brought an astral being into existence in the way that I wanted him to be, or to be portrayed as, or to come off as. I gave him his name, his degree, his correspondence, what planet he's aligned to, okay, what he's skilled in, how he looks, how he sounds, and it goes on and on and on. And it's beautiful, really, okay? You guys will see what I mean if you guys have never created an Egregore and you just decide to do so one day, or someone who's skilled in Egregore creation knows what I'm referring to. At first, it's like, wow, I literally created a spirit. It's beautiful. So yeah, it's amazing. So in any case, that was pretty much it, and yeah, that's pretty much all, really. And before I conclude everything, I also wanted to mention that, let's just say, when you first create an Egregore, he's not going to be at full power. He's going to be a bit weak. He's going to come off as a bit weak. And simply put, it's going to take some time for the healer or any Egregore that you create to manifest results that are mention worthy. Okay, so that's what's going on right now. He's doing his thing, but the results are literally at a bare minimum. They're like nothing noteworthy or mention worthy, because this law applies to any Egregore that anyone creates, unless you have the Cairo, unless you have the Cairo active, which is this right here, and you work with Christ's energy, and as well as Elohim's energy itself, and by Cristo and Elohim's energy himself, you'll be able to supercharge your Egregore, and he'll be at full power right there from the start. So off the bat, right there and then. So yeah, that's the only drawback in working with an Egregore, is that he's not gonna be at full power. It's gonna take him like a year to half a year in order to be at full power and manifest noteworthy, mention worthy results. So that is pretty much it. Okay. So nothing else really that needs to be freezed or mentioned. That's pretty much everything. So yeah, you guys can knock yourself out and simply just consult my article and read more on the Gila, see how he looks like based off of the images that I displayed in his article, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But I also with any Egregore creation, you also have to make him a seal before he even manifests into reality, and you'll be able to see his seal and everything. So yeah, as well as the seal is the thumbnail to this video. So yeah, that's pretty much it really. Um, so yeah, and he only follows how do I say this? He only obeys me, okay, because I'm his master. I'm the one who conjured him up into existence. I'm the one who forged him and everything. He only corresponds and obeys me. He only obeys my command. That's pretty much it. So just that's pretty much it. If you see his seal and everything and you think, oh, let me work with this guy, don't even do so. At best, you can call him and look at him, but that's pretty much all. Not that you can set him onto a task or something, because he's not going to listen to you. It doesn't matter what you do. I mean, I'm the one who forged. I literally, when I created him, I literally embedded that within him. Okay, before he even took form, that you only obey me. I am your master. This applies to any Egregore. It doesn't matter who creates the Egregore, unless the person who creates the Egregore specifically adds or imbues that this Egregore could listen to anyone, okay, and blah blah blah, or that he falls under someone else and that he takes command under this person, then he's not gonna listen to you. He can't do anything for you, and yeah, he literally just can't. So yeah, that is pretty much it. This applies to any Egregore that anyone creates. So that is pretty much all. Yeah, I just received a text message. In any case, that's pretty much it. So that is all for this video. Bye bye.